So I guess welcome back to my room with my book reviewing. So I'm on the floor, if you haven't noticed, because there's a floor right next to me. And everything looks different because the bookshelf is also on the floor. So last weekend, the day after I recorded for Angel Fall, I had random motivation, because that's how my brain works, is I get random motivation to do something and it turns into something completely different. I started cleaning up the cabinet that was actually here originally, but now my bookshelf is. And then it turned into, let's move around the furniture. And I don't have my laptop because I didn't feel like bringing it out and typing all this up. I just quickly wrote the stuff down I need for this book. And so that's basically what I wanted to mention. Also, if you didn't watch the last video, I had said that the bookmarks I made for this and Angel Fall were actually in a little short video I posted on a Wednesday that was real random. And I was just showing my bookmarks and what books I was going to read after I finished one or something. And so, yeah, I was just, oh yeah, these look really nice. I'm really proud of them, so I posted the video. So I'm going to put it up in the corner again like I did, but I did that more at the end. So I'm going to put it in the corner again for this video, since this book is also in that little thing. So just wanted to put it out there. I actually have a summary here, but I shortened it and didn't add a lot of info for the story, because I wanted to leave it a mystery. But of course, you could look it up and do whatever, but if you choose, you can just go with what I have for you. I want to leave it kind of a mystery, just a little bit, and explain a few things that are part of the story. So, yeah. So the summary I have is based off of the actual original book summary, because I read this a long time ago, and I wanted to have a little idea of what I remember reading. And so I kind of went off of the book summary. So here I go with it. And Rune Germain has a voice that is the most immaculate thing you will ever hear. But at the end of each performance, she is completely drained of energy. Her mother believes that Rune having lessons may cure her. Like, cure her. I don't know. They think it's a weird disease thing. That's what they think of it as. Or at least Rune thinks of it as that, because it feels like a disease. So she sends her off to a French boarding school for the arts at a building that is believed to have connections with the Phantom of the Opera. And actually, it's a lot of the Phantom of the Opera kind of things. Like, in the back, I don't remember exactly where, but I think there's this author's note or something like that. Yes, an author's note talking about how, I'm not going to read it because it has spoilers on the book, and I don't want to use spoilers because the book review is not supposed to have spoilers. It's just supposed to give you a brief overview of what's going on and may hook you into wanting to read the book. So I'm not going to read it, but it's cool. She basically talks about how she looked up different things, did a lot of research, and looked on different theories for Phantom of the Opera, because she has been a big fan, which is spelled P-H-A-N, which is a Phantom of the Opera fan term. And I've actually have had a lot of interest in the Phantom of the Opera, and I didn't really remember it until I read this book. I didn't even know this book was anything about Phantom of the Opera. It's not like I completely missed it. There's a broken mask on the cover of the book. But, yeah. And I don't know if you've seen this, but when I had live TV, because now I don't, we just have streaming services, but when I had live TV, I remember these commercials always around Halloween with the live performance for Phantom of the Opera. And I always thought it was interesting just the way it looked in the advertisement. And I just have ever since then, seeing those commercials each year around Halloween, had an interest in Phantom of the Opera. And after reading this, I figured out there's a movie for it, which I don't even know if I could watch it. Like, I don't know if I have something that it plays on a streaming service or whatever. So I don't know, and I don't know if there will be a option to be able to go to a live performance of Phantom of the Opera, because I don't know where they play, if they're going to play this year or they did last year. I don't even know. And I don't know how much it would be to go to one. I don't even know if my parents would be willing to take me to it. It's just a thing I kind of want to go to one day. Just to see it. Because this was really good and it was based off of it. So, yeah. Struggling to pick up the notepad. Okay, so age range. It is 18 because this is blending in with genres. It is a romance. Because if you have not heard of Phantom of the Opera, it's a romance, basically. That's what it basically is, and it's kind of supernatural, kind of not. But in this book, the author, A.G. Howard, she has taken this story and gone off of different theories people have made up about the original Phantom of the Opera, which a lot of them were this supernatural kind of twist, and she took that into consideration into writing this story, and it is really good. It is just immaculate. I don't know why, but I'm really loving this word right now. Immaculate. I've been using it for like a week now whenever I'm writing comments on videos that I randomly watch, and I used it in the summary. But immaculate is my word of the month, or forever. I don't know. It happens. Every once in a while you find a word, you really like it, and use it all the time until it dies. So, yeah, I think A.G. Howard did really well in changing up this story. I actually haven't heard the original Phantom of the Opera story, so I can't really give a full, review of how everything was changed, which I wish I could, and I wish I did some reading and stuff, but they do talk about the story in the book a little bit, and I just have this very big interest in Phantom of the Opera. And could someone please count many times I said Phantom of the Opera, because I feel like I've said it so many times. And I say, so yeah, a lot too, so that's great. So, yeah. So as I was saying, it's supernatural, and it's romance, and I guess you could say, psychological? Maybe a little bit, not a lot, just a little bit. I don't know. I don't know if that's the right thing to say, if that's... Because there's, a certain genre with, psychological, and I don't remember what it actually is called, or if it's just psychological, but there's, a little bit in there, and I really like how this story was played out. So how long is this going to read? Well, I'm always going to say a week, but I think it took me less than a week, because I was, really hooked into this. And so if you didn't see the video of, me showing off the bookmarks, this is the bookmark I made for it, and I took it based off of the mask that's broken here, but it's not broken here. So you know, that thing where it's, the sad and happy mask that's supposed to be the symbol for theater, because it's been forever, and that's how, yeah. So I took that, and I took the sad one, and then I took this rose, because there's roses down here on the cover, and there's thorns. So I put this rose with thorns in the mask's mouth, and that's why it's sad, and then there's, this blood dripping from it. Because I wanted to take all this red and stuff into consideration, and then, yeah, and so it's got a bloody tear also. But I think I did a really good job on this. I worked on it for a while, and it looks really good, in my opinion. The mask was originally completely white, but it just didn't look right, so I took a little bit of the black, and it made it look a lot better, in my opinion. Even though the mask in this picture is white, that's why I wanted to keep it white, but it does look a bit better with the black. And we're not here to talk about my artistic abilities and my preferences and my bookmarks. We're talking about books, as I hold up a notepad. So, this is basically really short on what I have for you on this book. And there's one more thing I have to mention, is that or I guess 2. So the actual print in the book, it's red. I'm not going to really show you because you shouldn't be seeing the words in the book yet unless you want to read it. But it's red. It's the whole print, the words, everything, it's all red. Which I thought it was really strange because I've never seen that ever done except for in the Bible. Because they do that whenever Jesus is talking and they have red print. But I've never seen it in an actual book, which is real strange for me. And it took some adjusting to get to. But after a little while of actually reading, I just completely forgot it was red. And my eyes changed it to black and was tricking me. So, weird, but that's how that worked. But also, there are quotes in the beginning of each of the chapters, and I've actually written down and saved a lot of them on my sticky note board. And I don't know if I showed my sticky note board on here, but I'll take a picture and insert it on the screen, don't worry. But I have a whole bunch of quotes up there and different random deep thoughts or whatever, because that's how my brain works, and I love quotes and metaphors and all that. So I have a sticky note board. It's basically a foam board that I painted blackish green for no particular reason, and then put duct tape around the sides. And so I didn't even plan for this to be used for sticky notes or whatever. It just turned into that. And so I'm trying to fill it up with sticky notes with all types of quotes and all that, because that's what I do. And I'm writing down the quotes because the sticky notes will not last forever. And I have this notebook that I write all my deep thoughts, little jokes, quotes. It's and I really like doing that. And so I have all the sticky notes up there with the quotes, but I have them written down for safekeeping also. And I just love quotes. And I don't know how long I'm going to go on and drag this out, but cool. So there's all these quotes in front of the chapters. And one of my favorite is, all possessions, a friend is the most precious. So I really like that quote. That is a lot. That means a lot. And it's just a quote that is one of my favorites that I found in the book. There's a whole bunch of others, like everyone is a book of blood, which basically means since we are filled with blood, that's what that means. But we're books of blood because we all have a story to tell. So, you see, I'm going off about this, but that's what I'm trying to just put out there. So, for next week's book, I actually don't know where my plastic thing with the papers in with my books that I've read went. And I'm hoping I'll find it in the jumble of mess that is around my room right now. So it makes sense that I lost it while trying to move all this stuff, because there's a giant pile of mess over there. I have no idea if the camera's picking up this right here, but that is not even all of it. There's a disaster over there, and it looked worse last weekend. And during the week it was so bad, but now we just got this corner and all that side of mess. So, cool. So I don't know where the paper is. So I guess come next week for the mystery book or book series. Or I don't even know what's next week. I don't remember what I read. So it's either a novel, a duo. I don't even know what to call them because it's not a trilogy, but it's only 2. So I call it a duo because I have no idea what it is called, and that might actually be the correct terminology. Is that how I say the word? I have no idea. But come next week for the mystery, I guess. And thank you for watching. And if you would like to recommend a book to me, or a book series, there is a form in the description where you can just fill it out. And if you do have any problems with it as not relating to your terrible Wi-Fi, please tell me in the comments and I'll do my best to fix it. So yeah, and if you think anybody else would be interested in this book, please share it. This is real weird trying to promote my videos, but I'm trying. So I guess fly you high, Overlanders.